In this video, I'm going to show you the complete concepts of file handling in Python. File handling allows your Python program to interact with different type of files for reading, writing, and modifying content. And we can control different type of files by using Python. In general, they are divided into two categories of files. One is the text files, which include .txt, .csv, and .json like extensions. And the other category is the binary files, which includes your image files like .png, .jpg, or your video files .mp4, .wav, and also your .exe files. So to start with the file handling in Python, we need two things. The first one is the Python file in which we are going to write our Python program, and the second one is the .txt file. In this tutorial, we are going to work only with the .txt file because the concepts are exactly the same for other type of files. So to create a file, you have to go here, click on new file. First, we are going to create a Python file. Here you can write the name for your Python file .py and press enter. Now your Python file is created. Next, we are going to create a text file. Click again on new file, choose the name for your text file, dot and the extension for the text file .txt and press enter. Now your text file is created. Next, we are going to fill this file with some content. For example, hello, my name is Mr. AI, and in the third line, like, share, and subscribe. Now you have to save your text file, press Ctrl and S. Before starting with the file handling in Python, let's first understand the file modes, which will tell the Python how to interact with the files. For example, if you only want to read the content from the file, then you have to choose the read mode. It will allow you to open the file for reading, and it will give the error if the file does not exist. If you did not pass any mode in your Python program, by default, it will open the file in the read mode. The next mode is the write mode. It will open the file for writing, and it will create a new file if the file does not exist, and it will also overwrites all the content in the file. The next mode is the append mode. It will allow you to add more content in the existing content in your file. The next mode is the R plus read write mode. It will open the file for both reading and writing. The next mode is the binary mode, and you can use this mode with all other modes. For example, if you want to use the binary file and you want to open it in a read mode, then you have to type here RB. It means you are going to open the binary file in a read mode. And the last mode is the T mode, text mode. It will tell also about the file type. For example, if you write here RT, it means open your text file in a read mode. WT, it means open your text file in a write mode, and so on. So first we are going to open our existing text file, and we are going to read all the content from this file. So to open this file in your Python program, you have to type here open, create a set of small brackets, create a set of commas. In the first argument, you have to put the location for your file. My file exists in the same working directory, so I just have to write the name for my file, which is ai.txt, and you have to put comma here. In the second argument, you have to pass the mode for the file. First, we are going to just read the content from this file. So we have to open this file in a read mode. Again, create a set of commas and type here for the read mode and type T, because our file type is the text file. Next, we are going to store this file in some variable. So type here file is equal to. Next, to read the content from this file, we have to use the print command. And inside this print command, you have to call this file variable, and from this file we are going to read the content. So you have to put dot here, and you have to use the read method. And after working with the files, we must always have to close the file. So to close the file, you have to type here file.close. Now save your program. Next, we are going to run our program. So click here on this play button. Here you can see the output, the contents from the file. Hello, my name is Mr. AI, like, share, and subscribe. Next, if you want to only read the first line from the file, instead of using read, you have to pass here read line. Now save your file and run it again. And now you will see that it will only read the first line. And if you want to read the first two lines, you have to copy it again. Go into the next line and paste it here, and save your file again and run your program again. Here you will see now it is reading the first two lines. And now I'm going to delete this. If you want to read all the lines and store it in a list form, so you have to pass here read lines. Now save your file and run it again. Now you can say that it will save all the content in the list form. Next, to completely overwrite the content in the file, you have to use the write mode. For this, we have to replace the mode here. You have to replace R with W. And to write the content in the file, you have to again call the file object, type here dot write. Now we are going to write something in our file. For example, this is a test file, and /n to move in the next line, and in the next line we are going to write this file is used to test the code completion. Now save your file, and to run it, click here. And now if I will open my file ai.txt, you will see here all the content gets overwritten and it will replaced by the new content what we have right here. This is a test file. This file is used to test the code completion. The next thing about this write mode is if your file does not exist in your directory, it will create a new file with the name you have given here, and it will then write all this content inside this file. For example, the a.txt file is not in our working directory. If I will run this program again, it will generate a new file a.txt and it will write all of this content inside this a.txt file. And next, if you want to add some content in the existing content in the file, you have to open the file in the append mode. So you have to replace W with A. Now we are going to add something in this file again. For this, we have to type here f.write, and we can write here, for example, blah, blah, blah. Now save your file, run it again. Now if we go in our a.txt file, you can see here now instead of overwriting the content, it will add the content from the next line. And again in the append mode, if the file does not exist in the directory, it will create a new file and add this content inside the file. For example, aii.txt is not exist in our directory. If I run my program again, as you can see here, aii.text file is generated, and inside this file, it will write the blah, blah, blah. Next, if you want to read and write at the same time, then you have to open this file in the R plus mode. You have to replace A with the R plus. Next, first we are going to write something new in our aii.text file, for example, ABCD. Next, we are going to read the content from this file. For this, you have to type print again here and file.read. Now save your file and run it again. Here you have noticed one thing, that nothing is printed here, but if you go in your aii.text file, you will see the content is overwritten here, A, B, C, D. And why it is not printed here? Because when we performed any type of operation on our file, it will apply after closing the file. That's why we are not seeing anything here. For example, if I remove this read here before the close, and next I will open this file again, aii.text file, but in the read mode, and now if I will print the content from this file, you will see the content here, but first we must have to close the file again. Next, if I run it again, now you can see the content here, A, B, C, D. Next, I will show you how you can handle the files in Python with more grace. For this, we are going to use try and except method. To use it, you have to write here try, and in try, for example, we are going to open our file, which is aii.txt, and we are going to open this file in a read mode. For this, you have to type here R. And now we have to store this open file in some variable, for example, file variable. And what will happen if the file does not exist, or if there are some errors with this file? For this, we have to use the except command, and to find the file not found error, you have to type here file not found error. And if the file does not exist, we have to print here file not found. Maybe our path was wrong. So this is it. And after working with the file, in the end, we must have to close the file. For this, you can use the finally variable here, and you have to write finally here. And after working with the file, we must have to close our file. For this, you have to type here file.close, and we are going to also print that our file is closed successfully. This is it. Now you have to save your program, and to run it, click here. Now you are seeing that this file is existed. It has successfully opened this file in the read mode, and in the end it will automatically close this file successfully. For example, if the file does not exist in our directory, it will print this error: AIII.txt is not existing in our directory. If I run our program again, here you will see the error: file not found, please check the file path. To make it more simple, you can also use the with method in Python. It will automatically handle all the errors and close the file in the end. So to use this method, you have to simply type here with space again open, and inside the open you have to put your file name, which is aii.txt, and again comma, the mode for the file, in our case which is R, and we are going to open this file as a variable file. And next we are going to read the content from this file. For this we have to type the print here, and we have to type here file.read. Now you have to save your program and run it from here. Just click here. It will read the content from your file. For example, if the file does not exist, which is AIII.txt, if I run my program again, it will simply throw the error that this file does not exist. So guys, this is it for today. If you want to learn more about Python, you can subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get the updates of the new amazing uploads. See you next time. Bye bye.